Welcome to the Shore Show. I'm Pat O'Melia here on the boardwalk in Seaside Heights. I think I got a lot of static here. Boardwalk here in Seaside Heights. Got a little wind that I think is affecting my microphone here. I have to see if I can deal with that as I walk along. Again, I'm live here on the boardwalk in Seaside Heights. You're listening to the Shore Show. Seaside Heights edition here. I'm on the Franklin Street stage. Sorry I am late today. But our new computer that we're using here is a PC, and it had to go through an update. Went through an update for about 42 minutes. It's a brand new computer. It has really no programming on it outside of what we're using here for the radio broadcast. But yet, the PC has to go through these ridiculously long updates. That's why I strongly suggest you buy an Apple or anything besides a PC, because it brings an update on you when you're trying to go on the air. We got a helicopter flying over us, probably heading down Atlantic City. Today, the beautiful weather here in Seaside Heights. Nice sunny day. I see red flags, so you're not going on the beach. Hopefully that changes during the course of the day. But your weather is fine. The beach is fine, but you're not going on. You're going on into the water today. For that matter, as I was setting up, I understand there was a woman somewhere on the Barrier Islands ignored the red flags, went into the water. Yeah, one was somewhere in 30, 40 years old. They haven't recovered her yet. So, again, if you're coming down, and you should because it's a nice day to come down to Seaside Heights, traffic was light coming down. Yeah, it's really the best time to come down in September. Yeah, the kids are back in school right now. We're sitting here on a Friday. There's people on the boardwalk, not a lot of them, but, yeah, it's nice. Everything's opening up. I'm looking at the Twisted Fish. That's opening up. All the stands are starting to open. It is the ideal time to come on down. The traffic is light. If you left Jersey City, where I'm from, you can get down here in about hour 15, something like that. So you can get down here pretty quickly. And again, the beach is fine. You know, Billy Ramboli and his group here at the DPW drag the beach every morning, so it's nice and clean and smooth. But unfortunately, Mother Nature with the ocean is not cooperating. We got the red flags out there, but the beach itself is fine. Just don't go in the water. I'm not even sure if they have lifeguards on right now. I think the lifeguards are off duty. There are no lifeguards on duty. So pay attention to the flags. Don't go into the water because it's treacherous out there right now, so you don't want to do that at all. But outside of that, the weather is a good weather day. I can hear the wind in my microphone here, but there's not a lot I can do about that. It's a good weather day, so come on down. Like I said, everything's starting to open. The boardwalk is waking up. You're seeing the stands start to open. Later on today, I'll be at the Beachcomber. I'll be having some breakfast there. Dinner at the Beachcomber. And I'll have some pizza, and I'll have some fried calamari and a Diet Coke. That will be my dinner for tonight. We got football later on tonight on YouTube, which is free. I'll be going into that later on today in the show here. I'm still super aggravated from waiting 40-some-odd minutes for this damn computer to update. Yeah, it doesn't even give you an option. Would you like to update now? Yes or no? No, just goes into an update. Doesn't care what you're doing. That's the problem with PCs. But right now, let's break for commercial. You're listening to The Shore Show, Seaside Heights edition. I'm Pat O'Melia here on GGR. We'll be right back.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its two newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and launch inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one path stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
All right, I'm back. Pat Amelia here. Let's see if I can do something about combating the wind here a little bit. You can hear it there, so I'm going to bring down some of my level here. See if that works a little bit better. Bring my level down a bit. See if I can combat the forces of nature here as I deal with broadcasting live on the boardwalk. But, it's the whole thing. It's about being live on the boardwalk, right? That's why you want to be here. So I'll keep manipulating my audio as I move along here. Like I said, it's a beautiful day. A little brisk, a little windy. But, that's okay. It's good weather. Good weather to be down here in. It's got a bit of a breeze. Your temperature's good. You're sitting here, I think, in around 72 degrees. Right now I'm texting the mayor of Seaside Heights, see if he can stop by here. All right, this is all the stuff I would do normally in the preamp, getting into this, going on air. But we were fighting with this damn computer the whole time. I'm on air. I'm texting the mayor. I'm texting the mayor right now. I'm telling him I'm on air till noon, if he has time. If you have time, I'm on the Franklin Street stage. I'm on the Franklin Street stage here. This stuff I got to do because there's a miserable friggin' computer here. Well, like I said, if you're coming from Jersey City right now, you would have absolutely no problem getting down here. If you left now, you'd probably be here. And right around noon, you get yourself some lunch. Like I said, everything's starting to open up here. And the Beachcomber, Ocean View, Monty's is opening up. You got the Twisted Fish. Big Hearted John's is bringing out his clothing for sale. Twisted Fish is bringing a bunch of the souvenirs. Old Timey Photos isn't open yet. Lucky Leo's Sweet Shop hasn't opened yet. The Coors Gang is starting to open up. They're bringing the gates up. So things are starting to wake up here in Seaside Heights. And, you got tomorrow you have Wine on the Beach, an event down here. You go to exit82.com, and you can find out exactly what's going on here in Seaside Heights. All the events are listed there. That's exit82.com. I know they got the Wine on the Beach. I think they have some movies this weekend. There's always something going on in Seaside Heights. And like I was saying, this is really the best time of the year to come down. It's when before my kids bought a house down here in Seaside Heights. Their bottom floor, the Airbnb. Top floor, the family utilizes. We used to come down and vacation down here, and we've been broadcasting on the Franklin Street stage here since 2009, something like that. Back then, when the Jersey Shore gang was here, people would see our cameras here when we were televising. They thought we were with Snooki. But we were not with Snooki. We weren't with Snooki. It was just us. But we would vacation down here. We'd come down the end of August, end of September. And it was really the best time to come down. Everything's open. Everything's here on the boardwalk. And there's less crowds. So that was the ideal time to come down. And which is right now is the ideal time. Everything is open. There's no crowds here. You got a lot of lodging opportunities here. The motels, I think they're going about $80 a night right now. So if you want to come down for a day trip, night, the weekend, I tell you what, the weekend weather is going to be pretty good this weekend. So you may want to consider coming down. Stay overnight, stay the weekend, go back up Sunday night. It's going to be good weather. You'll be enjoying yourself here, that's for sure. And I keep combating the wind down here. It isn't a heavy wind, but it's catching my microphone. I can hear it. So I got to combat that as I'm working along on the show here. But let's get a little news out here, what we're talking about today. Well, we want to talk about lots of things. But first off, let me get some notes up here. I'm so aggravated on how we started today. It's really a super pain when things aren't working out. And it just gets you aggravated when you're sitting here and you got everything. I got my new chairs. I got these like director chairs. I got my new folding table here. And my director chairs worked out well. The folding table, good. Probably could have used another foot on this folding table, but it's doing the job for me right now. We got our mixers. We got everything set up. You're all set. I'm sitting in my comfy chair. I got like a little table on the side of this chair. These collagens, outdoor furniture. It just folds right up. It can handle up to 600 pounds, by the way. I don't know how big of a person you have to be 600. You must be on like that my 600-pound life is. Yeah, that's the name of the show. You can put a few with me on this chair. But it's good and wide. Collagens is the name of it. You get them on Amazon. We get everything on Amazon. And it's a pretty good chair. It's adjustable height. They had another one. I got little bags on the side here, little pockets on one side. I got a little table on the right side of these chairs. They had one that had a cooler on there. But it was like $100 more to have the cooler. So I got my own cooler. I don't need that. We got the elections going on. We got the election for governor here in New Jersey. For that matter, I may try to get Citarelli to meet up with me here down on the boardwalk. I'll reach out for Mikey Sherrill. I know my buddy Vin Coppell. He's the state senator from Monmouth County. He's running her campaign. I'll reach out for Vinny, see if I can get the two of them here. I don't know about it at the same time. But I only got two chairs, me and a guest. But I'm thinking about buying another two of these because one of the things we also do, we're starting to turn it on now. The kids are back in school, and I'm teaching high school kids and college kids television production, studio production, video production, and radio production. And we're setting up a mobile van, which I have here. The mobile control van is with me today. And we'll be using that for the kids where they can broadcast video live and radio live at any school event, groundbreaking, your mayor in Hudson County. It's basically a Hudson County program. But that's the name of the not-for-profit we started, Hudson County High School Sports and Entertainment Network. We'll go out and film all these things. We'll broadcast it. And our capabilities right now, we can broadcast video about 450 yards. We got the transmitters and the receivers that we hook right onto the camera. And we were doing a car show not long ago to testing this equipment out. And we went about 450 yards, and we were still getting very good video feeds into our video mixes. So the kids will be able to go out and film untethered. Everything's wireless now. So hopefully I just got to get a shelving put in. We've been doing the shelving on this van for the last 2 weeks. Every Wednesday I'm trying to bring my guy Larry in. He's my all-around handy guy. And my studio guys, and we're going to put the show. We got to put together. We just got to put it in the van now. And I got to get a spare key made. Word to the wise, if you're buying a van, now we got this, it's Ford Transit Connect van. It's a good van, but one of the things you got to be careful with the van is these keys. These are very expensive keys they have. They had to reinvent the key for it. It's a round key with notches in it. And when I bought, again, when you're buying something used, always make sure you get two keys. My mistake, I only got one key. The key itself, I got to bring these guys in. And also Wednesday, it's going to cost $350 to make this key. And every copy thereafter is $300. I got a guy in North Bergen, right across from the Dunkin' Donuts there on Kennedy Boulevard, by the Coach House, the new Coach House, a very expensive Coach House, by the way. He'll make the copies up for me for $90. But his key is pretty worn. So that's one of the problems I have. So we got to get this thing. This guy's got to do notch at a time, and it's time consuming. But I got to get locks. I got another spare key. I want to get at least two spare keys. We're going to have kids running this in the van, the college kids, and they're going to lock themselves out of the van. So you want to have spares. You want to have as many spares as I can get in there. And we got to fix the lock on the back, and then we got to get some decaling on them. But outside of that, I think I got it pretty much ready. I might do a little more mechanical work on it. I might change all the hoses and belts. But she'll be ready to rock and roll. The kids are back in school yesterday with the first day of school. So I'll probably be at the high school addressing the junior classes probably in 2 weeks, and we'll start getting those kids bussed in. We're working with North Bergen High School. Looks like we'll be working with Hoboken High School. New Jersey City University we're working with, and looks like Hudson County Community College. And I'd really like to work with Secaucus. The problem with Secaucus is the expense of busing. See, a lot of these schools, the funding is a real issue here. And it makes it even more interesting when you have some municipalities like North Bergen, they got to pay for their own schools. They're not Abbott District. Same thing with Secaucus. And they are really stretched as tight as you can be budget-wise. So even just running the buses to my studio a couple of times a month is an expense they've really got to manage. So I'm going to try to talk to the county and see if we can do anything about seeing if we get the county to pick up the expense to bring these kids in. But as I was saying, I'll see if I can bring some of these candidates for mayor and for governor here, Jack Citarelli and Mikey Sherrill, day on the boardwalk. Right now, Sherrill is up on Citarelli, I think, at 7 points right now. By the time Election Day is going to come, it's going to be a real close one. Mikey Sherrill was up 22% on Citarelli. Now he's down to 7. There was some other poll I was reading last night about probable voters, and it put Mikey Sherrill only 3% up on Citarelli. So this is going to get tight. It's funny. A lot of these candidates, no matter what office they're running for, keep bringing up Trump. We got candidates. We had a big election coming up in Jersey City. We got the mayor of Jersey City seats up. Stephen Fulop is not running for a 4th term. We got people running for mayor in Jersey City saying they're going to fight Trump. Come on, you're the mayor. You're never fighting Trump. But that's a big topic for Mikey Sherrill, fighting Trump. And I said during the primaries, if you want to fight Trump, you're already a congresswoman. You're in Trenton now. It'd be a lot easier to fight Trump in Trenton than, D.C. She's in D.C. as a congresswoman. It'd be a lot easier to fight Trump in D.C. than it is from Trenton. But that's the whole thing about Trump. Now, Trump, in my opinion, so far, I don't agree. Like, we're going to talk about the vaccines with Robert Kennedy Jr. I'm not 100% in on the no vaccines, but we'll get into that. But I tell you, I think, for the most part, they're naming the Defense Department the Department of War. I don't know. It's kind of aggressive if you ask me. But I'm pretty much happy with what Donald Trump has done so far. There's some things you kind of shake your head. I think the guys, you're kind of missing Biden, where you wouldn't hear from Biden for like a month at a time. God, Trump is on constantly. I mean, you turn on the channel, it's Trump. But I think I'm agreeing so far. The more and more I learn about the tariffs, I'm in step with him with the tariffs. I agree with that. The fight on crime, what he did in D.C. and what he's offering to do across the country, I'm in on that. And we got the military. Fortunately, our military isn't involved in anything. But so we got these guys trained. We may as well take advantage of that training and the personnel and the expense we're already paying for the military and bring them into towns and cities that have a crime problem. Now, Chicago is one. New Orleans is one. I was looking at the list. I think Albuquerque. I should think Albuquerque would have a problem. Any of these towns, New York City. And I love how they always say, well, it's really a trap that Trump set. Because any crime scene now where you have a mayor there who's going to have a press conference, you're going to get the question, are you going to take the president up on his offer of bringing in the military to help with the crime? And they're all going to say, oh, no, we don't want the crime. We don't want any help. Crime is down. We were averaging, like Chicago, we're averaging 9 murders a night. Now we're only down to 8. Crime is it's trending downward. You want your towns to be safe. If the president is going to give me police assistance free of charge, I'm taking it. If I had to use these people as crossing guards, I would take it as their free labor. If you're going to make any part of my city safer, I'm in. Take it. That's what every mayor of every city in the country should be saying. Yeah, send it in. I'll take all the help you can give me fighting crime. Who's turning down that? Some of these guys are turning them down. We had this one guy in Chicago, the governor of Illinois. He was talking about it's all a scam that the midterms that the National Guard is going to steal the voting booths, try in an effort to steal the election. It's this guy in friggin' stain. It's the stupidest. And speaking of stupid, I'm sure you can go to YouTube and hear the mayor of Chicago talking about crime. And, and this is on the Morning Joe, which is pretty much a Democratic-leaning talk show in the morning. Even this guy Morning Joe was like, "Oh man, this guy's so stupid. Can't answer a simple question." Asked him like 5-6 times. This guy, he's dancing all around. Like I said, if somebody's offering you help to combat crime in your city, you take it. Anyone with a brain would take this. Who is turning down free help? Come on. It makes absolutely no sense to me. But what do I know? I'm a guy broadcasting on the boardwalk here in Seaside Heights. But as far as that, I think I'm in step with what Trump is doing. I said when he first got elected, 2 things I said. I'll ride with the guy for a year. Let's see what he accomplishes. And by the way, the big thing when he first became the president was the price of eggs. Jumbo eggs at ShopRite was $3.99. So you know what? He's getting the price of eggs down. So we're not talking about the price of eggs down. But I did notice down here at Seaside Heights, I came down, we had down there Thursday. I had a bunch of doctor's appointments. Down here Thursday, and I was going to fill up before I left Jersey City. I figured, fill up when I got to get down there. When I get down there, I hit the BJ's. I got a member there. I can get a cheaper gas. So I'm getting off the Parkway, and I said, I don't want to go down to BJ's. I had the little black Chevy, my Chevy Evo, which is getting like 35 miles to a gallon. So if you're driving down from Jersey City to Seaside, you have a Chevy Evo, take it. But you're going to save money. Instead of taking my Lincoln or my van, which both of them have no respect for gasoline, it's like a lot of money taking my Chevy Evo. So I get down here and I say, let me fill up before I get to the house because there was a power failure, so we got to reset all the stuff when we get there. And I pump myself. I don't pump my own gas. I have pumped my own gas forever. As a kid, I've worked in gas stations. Whether I'm at the BP, I'm pumping my own gas. Whether I'm at the BJ's, I pump my own gas. Whether I'm at the Quick Check, I'm pumping my own gas. Nobody gives me a hard time. Nobody's ever fighting me over this, saying, no, don't do my job. I know how to work the interface with my credit card. So I get to a Quick Check, and I put the card in there. I'm talking to a guy. I want to clean the windows. The windows were dirty. And I start the pump, and as I'm getting the squeegee, I look over, and I look at the price of gas. And it was $3.19 for regular. Now, I don't use regular. And people will say, oh, you're real stupid. You're putting high test in that. I put a high test in all my cars. Especially if I was going to use a regular in my cars, a regular fuel, it would probably be BP's. But when you're at Quick Check or BJ's, I see who's delivering the fuel. It's Haristi's is delivering the fuel. So they're both getting fuel from the same place, Quick Check and BJ's. I'm going to use high test. I want my car to run good. I'm really very heavy emphasis on taking care of my cars. I even do my own oil changes. For that matter, I'm getting a lottery, and I was selling my work clothes and changing oil. It's a good thing about the kids down here. They got a 2-car garage, so I can change the oil myself. Can't do that in Jersey City. You have to be laying in the street. And I still, it's pretty messy yet, but let me do my errands before I jump in the shower. And the guy's looking at me. He knows me. He goes, you working hard? I say I was doing oil in my cars. I did 2 oil changes. You do your own oil? Yes, I do my own oil. I want to make sure I got excellent oil. I want to make sure I got an excellent oil filter. Don't chintz on either things. Make sure you get quality oil, castor oil, Valvoline, whatever. Make sure, Quaker State, make sure you get a quality oil, the right oil for your car, and get a quality filter. Mobil has the best filters on the market. They're good for 20,000 miles. I actually spoke to the engineers at Mobil about these filters. They said, yes, they were good for 20,000 miles. And I said, well, that means a regular oil, I could get like 3 oil changes out of one filter. The guys go, we're not saying you should do that, but you can get 20,000 miles out of the filters. So if I change my oil every 3,500 miles, I can get at least 3, so I don't have to fight with the oil filter. And I don't mind paying, you're paying like $15 for this oil filter. You go to Walmart, you can get a pretty good price on them. I get a little leery about buying oil filters at Amazon because I'm not sure whose oil filter I'm getting there. Is it the quality? I might say Mobil, but I'm not really sure about it. So I get them at Walmart. And my only problem with some of these cars is that if they didn't think you were going to change the oil filter, like the Avos, my Chevy Avos, my oil filter is horizontal. So you got to pour oil in it before you screw it back on. Well, it's pretty tough to do when you're putting it on horizontal. But like the Ford, like the Ford Connect van and my other big Ford van, excellent spot right at the front of the engine. Screw them on, screw them right off. So the reason I would try to get 3 oil filter changes out of an oil filter is like the Chevy Avos where you got to fight with them. The Lincoln's a little tough. Yeah, you got to be kind of a contortionist there to get the Lincoln filter in. And like I said, it's amazing. You know you got to change that filter. They put that in a good spot. So getting back to what I started off with here, I'm going to see if we can get our candidates in here. I want to ask about taking on Trump. I know they're attacking Citarelli for Trump. Yeah, I think Citarelli's a Republican, and I know he's in favor of Trump right now. Is anybody 100% in favor of any candidate? Like Mayor Fulop and I, we will be having a conversation later today, the mayor of Jersey City and I. It'll start off poorly because we have some issues we have to clear up, and then it will end fine because we got to help a friend of ours out. But I've known Steve Fulop for 20 years. We've been on the different ends of many issues. I don't think you agree with anyone, and anybody who's campaigning or is going to vote on one issue, if this one candidate isn't on your side of an issue, I'm not going to vote for him. Then you probably shouldn't vote because you're never going to be on the same issues with all of these candidates. It's not going to happen. You got to hope you get as many issues in line with the candidate you're supporting as possible. You're not going to get all of them. But I want to find out with Jack, what changed his mind. I know he had some real questions about Donald Trump. I actually got a little history with Donald Trump going back to the New Jersey Generals. I was a ticket holder there. Donald Trump bought the team, so we had some dealings with Trump back then. For that matter, the PR guy for the Generals was Byron, which is the same name as his son. This is back in the 80s, so Byron. Trump was doing his own PR work then, but he's still doing his own PR work today. But I tell you, if you looked at how Trump managed the Generals, he would go out and try to get the best possible players. We brought in Doug Flutie in there, and he brought in the defensive players. He brought in, they didn't bring in Herschel. Herschel was there before. But, Trump would go out and get the best players he can to have a successful team, which is pretty much what he's doing with the presidency. He's trying to put together the best team in his eyes anyway. And I think some of these guys are pretty good. I was watching RFK in the Senate meetings yesterday. I think RFK held his own. I think he was getting a little aggravated. I think he wanted to get up and really start doing some shouting. I like the one comment he made during we'll talk about these vaccines, where he said, you guys have my cell phone numbers. I haven't heard from you for 7 months. And now you want to go attack me as I'm sitting here. You just have my cell phone number. But we'll see if I'll see if I can get Jack in here next week, and I'll speak to Vin Copel about bringing Mikey Sherrill down. It'll be interesting to get the two of them at once. Maybe I'll get two. Like I said, I want to get 2 more of these great chairs I got. So if I can get the 2 of them here at the same time, we get like a little debate right here. All right, listen, we're going to break for commercial. You're listening to the Shore Show, Seaside Heights edition here. I'm Pat O'Meara on GGR. I'll be right back.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its 2 newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunnelly Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunnelly Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
All right, I'm back. The sun is blinding here. I can't see the laptop's computer. I can't see the levels on my mixer here. During the week in the studio, I'm going to build some kind of hoods for these out of a gator board. so we can see what the hell I'm doing here. Getting back, talking about Trump. We got a big election in New York City. We got a socialist that's leading the pack right now, Mandani. Yeah, it still amazes me that any city in the United States would vote for socialists. We're a capitalistic society. It's what made us the greatest country in the history of this world. Well, he's leading the pack right now. And it has popped up a couple of days ago that Donald Trump may be trying to negotiate with Curtis Lewa and Eric Adams to drop out of the race, so if it comes down between him and Cuomo. Yeah, anything's possible in politics. I've been covering politics in Jersey for the last 30 years. I don't see how Trump and Cuomo are going to get along. They didn't seem to get along too well during the pandemic there. Cuomo took shots at Trump every chance he had with ventilators. I need ventilators. They didn't use any other ventilators. Send a medical ship there. But I guess, it's like they're saying, politics makes strange bedfellows. They're looking to have Eric Adams and Sliwa drop out. I don't see Sliwa dropping out because he's the head of the Republican ticket, and it's not just the mayor's race involved in New York City. So you got a down ticket there. So I don't know if Sliwa does that. Eric Adams, and poll numbers have become very interesting lately. They have not been very accurate, as we've seen in many of the past elections. That's why I think one of the things with Citarelli's favor is, especially Jersey polling, they have not been accurate for quite a while. If you can get a head-to-head between Mandani and Cuomo, supposedly Cuomo wins. Yeah, I would go with Eric Adams, but he's so far down in the polls. Even if the polls are inaccurate, and they're not going to be that inaccurate, he's way behind there. But there's talk, I just read something this morning. Now, again, these are no sources, by the way. We heard, or somebody said, nobody's putting a name to it, they were going to give Eric Adams an ambassadorship somewhere and if he drops out of the race. Yeah, I think Eric Adams probably did the best. He's the straightest shooter of the group, in my opinion. But things just didn't work out for Eric, so I don't think he's going to work out. Curtis Lewa and I have a history together back my Jersey City radio television show days, where we had him and, oddly enough, the mayor of Jersey City at that time, Councilman Steve Phillip, on the same show, where Lewa was on the show with me. We had a crime issue in Jersey City at that time, and we still do. It's not as bad as it was, but it's a mid-sized city, so there's some crime. But like I said, not as bad as it used to be. Where Lewa said he was bringing the guardian angels into Jersey City, and he was going to crush the crime wave. And we had him on the show, and Steve Phillip is then Councilman Phillip with me. And I told him, that's not going to work in Jersey City. You're not going to organize people to become guardian angels in Jersey City. We just don't do that. And I said, listen, come back in 6 months so I can say I told you so. End of the show, bye-bye. He takes off, gets a path, goes over. Well, 6 months comes and goes, and guess what? There ain't no guardian angels in Jersey City. It just didn't take. It never would. Not what we do in Jersey City. So I reached out for Slee, right, his cell phone number, and he wouldn't get back to me. He wouldn't give me that opportunity to bring him back and say, well, I told you so. So what happened? He wouldn't. So I have a problem with someone's word that I got to take your word. If you don't keep your word, then you're useless to me. You're a liar to me then. And I'm big on keeping your word and loyalty. So right now, the Mandani guy, if he gets in, New York is it's going to be a very dark time in New York. Just any of his policies, free schools, free daycare, free buses, free trains, free everything. There's nothing free. Somebody's got to pay for it. And there's no saying with socialism. Socialism works until you run out of some other people's money. So we just got to get back to the core fact. You don't want to bring up Rudy Giuliani, who was just involved in an accident. He pulled over to help some woman in a domestic situation, calm the situation, and was getting back into his car, a rental car, and somebody hit him in the back, ran right into the back of his car, fractured one of his vertebrae. He was doing a podcast with his back brace thing on, so he's up and around. He's going to take a while to recuperate. But if you recall, when Rudy was the mayor of New York City, he did a tremendous job cleaning up New York City. Yeah, he brought Times Square back. He brought Broadway back. It became safe. He cleaned it up, and he had that the policy called broken windows. He was sweating the small stuff, so that small stuff didn't become the big stuff. That's what you need to do in New York. You have to go back to that. You have to go back to getting guns off the street. There's it's profiling. Well, we're getting a lot of guns off the street too with the profiling. That's what you need to do. You got to get back to basic law enforcement. You've got to make the streets of New York City safe. Here, I'm taking Trump up. I'm like, bring in the military. You want to help me fight crime for free? I don't have to pay for these people? Bring them in. Mandani, he's freaking out because he heard that Trump had a hand in this with speaking to Sliwa. Now, Sliwa said nobody spoke to him, and I'm going to believe him on that because he would be talking. He'd never shut up if Trump called him about a possible offer or something to get out of the race. So I'm pretty sure Curtis Sliwa is telling the truth when he says nobody contacted him from the White House or Trump. And I'm going to go with Eric Adams on that, but he does have a relationship with Donald Trump. So we'll see how this all plays out. But Mandani's going nuts because he knows if those two were to drop out head-to-head with Cuomo in a general election where people are going to come out and vote, unlike the primaries, that's where this ranked choice voting becomes a problem, especially in the primaries, because a lot of people don't vote in the primaries. Unlike us in Jersey City and Hudson County, where we don't vote in anything. 16% turnout is it's amazing in Jersey City. That's a general election. It's even worse in primary. But normally people don't come out in the primaries, and that's where Mandani was able to beat Cuomo. I'm not saying that Cuomo was a good candidate, mind you. For that matter, in New Jersey, Cuomo wouldn't be running. He ran as a Democrat, lost the primary to Mandani, and then flipped to independent. In New Jersey, we have the sore loser clause. You don't get two bites of that apple. You run. You want to run as an independent, fine. But you want to run as a Democrat or a Republican, you lose. That's your only shot in this election cycle. And I think in a general election, I think it would be a lot closer than it was in the primary because more people are going to vote. And I suppose the people who really cover New York City politics, they seem to be certain that that would be the case with Cuomo. And we'll see how this plays out. But if it's going to play out, it's going to play out pretty quick. I just don't see Curtis Sliwa dropping out because he's at the top of the ticket. And that would affect the down end of the ticket. So I don't see Curtis Sliwa. And I don't know if that really comes into a big play. It's going to become it's a Democratic city, New York. So if you can get Eric Adams out of there and just have Cuomo and Mandani splitting the Democratic vote, we'll see how that goes. But it'll be interesting to watch. But again, it's Trump. Trump's got himself into everything. Even if he's not doing it, he's in it. But I tell you, this son is really battling me here. One of the things we got to do. Somewhere along the line, truth in political advertising. Again, I cover Jersey. I pay attention to what's going on. I'm a Hudson County guy. I pay tremendous attention to politics in Hudson County. But, of course, you pay attention to Jersey. And you see some of these ads that are being played that, they're manipulating audio and manipulating facts, and these aren't honest ads. And they're attack ads. That's what they are. And it's all fair in politics. But years ago, when Glenn D. Cunningham, he was the mayor of Jersey City, was running for mayor, they wouldn't run Glenn's ads unless he proved the facts of all of his ads. And they weren't doing that to any other candidate. I remember Glenn called me, and I spoke to the Jersey Journal, who was the problem, and we got it settled. But the Jersey Journal was pushing to have truth in advertising, political advertising, at least with Glenn Cunningham anyway. That's something we should do. So we're not really misconstruing these facts or altering audios or videos, and you bring in AI now. If you're going to run a political ad, it should be factual. And somewhere along the line, we should be able to prove that this is factual. You have to prove it's factual. And maybe have some fact checkers go over it. So there aren't some blatant misleading lies or deceptions involved in the political advertising. That's something the next governor may want to look into. But probably if you win with your attack ads, you probably don't want to look into that. But somewhere along the line, that's something we should look into. Truth in political advertising. So you can make an informed vote. You got the governor's race here. Study the platforms of both of these candidates. Make an educated vote. Don't just go in there and go Democrat or Republican. Make an educated vote. I'm like a mercenary. I voted Republican. I voted Democrat. I'll vote independent. I'm going to vote the candidate who best fits what I think the future needs. And I'm coming to the end of my game. I'm 68 years old. I got my kids out there, so I'm more worried about the future for my children than myself. So I'm looking at the long-term goals. In Jersey, we got to make it affordable. It is ridiculous. But we got to make it affordable where we don't hurt the properties of the people now. If you got a nice house that's worth $1 million, We want to make things affordable, and of course, your nest egg. That's not the way it works. Now, we've got to come up with a way to make things affordable. Now, taxes have to come down. That'll make things very affordable. We have to do something with school funding, which is the bulk of your property taxes. And to me, I don't think that's a big deal, trying to figure out how we're going to fund the schools. Let's go look at it. Now, right off the bat, I don't need 565 school districts. But they all have personnel. They all have salaries connected to it. They all have pensions connected to it. They all have benefits connected to it. That's a big nut. I don't need that. I got 21 counties. I can have 21 school districts. Might even need that many. Now we have to look at the schools. As far as the teachers, the schools, I would take the teacher salaries off the table. Non-negotiable. We're not touching that. Everything else is up for review. And there should be no difference in how much it costs to educate a kid. In Jersey City, it's like $36,000 a year to educate a kid. Tom's River, it's 18 or so, 18,000. There shouldn't be such a huge difference. You know, the schools, public schools, you're not paying for the rent. You're not paying rent. You're not paying property taxes there. There shouldn't be a huge spread like that. And it should be fair distribution of school funding. They take Union City. My friend of mine, Brian Stack. Brian Stack is getting more. Now, he's also a state senator, Brian Stack. He's getting more school funding than the city of Jersey City, which is like 5-10 times the size of Union City. How is that possible, that Union City's getting more school funding than Jersey City? Then across the street, you got North Bergen that's getting nothing, basically nothing from the state. They got to get all their school funding from the property taxes. It's really a piecemeal setup, and when you really look at it, it makes no sense. We have APA districts. We have, like Brian Sachs getting tons of money for school funding, but much more money than Jersey City. Then you got other towns that they're on their own. Yeah, Tom's River, they were going to file bankruptcy. They're selling properties. I just read somebody selling one of the schools, I think in Jackson. The second school they're going to sell because of school funding. There's a friggin' problem. I don't know how you're sitting there as Governor Murphy and say, I'm doing a great job. Yes, we got school districts going bankrupt, and other school districts are selling schools. There's a friggin' problem here. And again, when you have such a gap between, again, I think it's like $18,000 a year in Tom's River per student and $36,000 in Jersey City. There's no reason for that kind of a spread. So that has to be looked into. And that's the bulk of your property taxes to school. It's like at least 50% of your property taxes. In some towns, up to 80% of your property taxes is schools. So that has to be looked at. Maybe we got too many programs. Maybe it's like I said in Jersey City. We want to make Jersey City more affordable. Maybe you hit a reset button. Go back to when I was talking about Glenn Cunningham. Whatever programs we had under Glenn, we keep them, and we'll review every other one that came in place since. Because we keep talking about, we'll make this department, we'll make that department, we'll create this department. And all those departments have personnel, and they have salaries, they have pensions, and benefits attached. So it's more money. You know, we're going the wrong direction. In Jersey City, we're becoming more expensive. That same thing in New Jersey. We're becoming more essential. Look what happened with the electric. You know, we closed 6 electric generating plants in New Jersey in the last few years. And now we had to go out into the market and buy energy. Well, guess what? Energy is expensive. We were creating our own, generating it. Not anymore. Not only did we close 6 of them, I know of 2 where we refused to give the okay to build, one in North Bergen and one in Kearney. We need to generate our own electricity. We did it before. We could do it again. Yeah, and nuclear is probably the best. And they're not the 3 Mile Island nuclear plants anymore. These are smaller plants. Natural gas burns very clean. Coal burns clean. They're not talking the 50s, the 60s. You know, where I grew up, we had public service, a coal burning plant right down the street from where I lived. You know, I didn't realize that. We knew it was a big black mountain there of coal. And we were breathing okay. I was watching Jesse Waters last night. He had the statistic about chronic diseases that the United States pays for through Medicare and Medicaid. It's like $1 trillion a year for chronic diseases. In the 60s, we paid nothing. And like Jack and Jesse Waters were saying, you know, he's having people who were smoking cigarettes and drinking all the time. And maybe we didn't live as long, but, you know, at least we didn't have all these chronic diseases. And if we did get them, we went pretty quick. All right, listen, we're going to break for commercial. You're listening to The Shore Show, Seaside Heights edition. I'm Pat O'Meara here on GGR. Be right back.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
All right, I'm back. Pat O'Melia here, live on the boardwalk in Seaside Heights with GGR. Nice day. You should be heading your way down here right now. Right now. Hurry up. Get down here. You get down the Parkway, Turnpike to the Parkway, Turnpike to exit 11, exit 11 to exit 82. Then take 82, get on to 37 East, run you right into Seaside Heights here. It's a nice day. It's a little on the humid side, but you got a breeze here. Good breeze on the boardwalk. That's what you hear on my microphone now, a good breeze on the boardwalk. But we do the best we can. I'm trying to manipulate the sound here, and hopefully I'm making some headway on it with this wind. Little by little. So I was saying, if you get into your car right now, you can be here in Seaside Heights in about an hour, 15 minutes, and be on the boardwalk, enjoying a nice day here. And beach is open. Got the red flags out. The lifeguards are on duty, but you can't go in the ocean anyway. So just stay on the beach until hopefully the rip currents or whatever the problem is over there subsides, and then you can take a dip. But it's probably not going to happen today. But the boardwalk is open. I'm seeing all the stands now, as far as I can see, are open. The House of Fries is open. Don't forget you can get the the raffle tickets. You got I think it's 3 of them here. You got the Our Lady of Perpetual Help. I think that's a 50-50 raffle. You got the Italian Club. I think they're raffling off a Jeep. And I think there's some kayaks they're raffling off on one of the other stands. And all of that drawing happens on Columbus Day here. And in Seaside Heights, they have a huge Columbus Day Festival here. Starts on Grant Avenue, right at the boardwalk. Goes right down to Central Avenue, where you have everything. You got the Italian food. You got food upon the food upon the food upon the food. Concerts, entertainment on the stage, dancing, retail. You know, you want to get souvenirs and shirts, that sort of thing. The Jersey Lottery comes. They have their swag they give out. It goes on from Friday night right into Sunday, where they have the big Ocean County Italian Festival Parade, the Columbus Day Parade. Good parade, and they really work at it. They set and manage this parade for almost a year to get things moving along, and then it all accumulates with the big parade. So there's a lot of going on, and again, the boardwalk is open throughout the Columbus Day Festival. Casino Pier's got their rides. They're going. So the stands are open. The food's open on the boardwalk. There's a lot of things you can do. So if you're thinking about it, come down on the Friday before Columbus Day. Stay for the weekend. Go back Sunday night. And you'll be having a great time. Like I said, all the Italian dancing and music and singers and dances and food. Italian food, kettle corn, all that stuff. The sausage and peppers and cheesesteaks, all sorts of food. All the stuff you shouldn't be eating is available there at the Columbus Day Festival. So make a plan, come on down. And like I said, the boardwalk, everything's open. Everything's open, so come on down. Now, there's a statistic out of New York City they're talking about with cancer, and they've determined that neighborhoods that have liquor stores have a higher rate of cancer, 3 times the normal rate of cancer in neighborhoods without liquor stores. The more liquor stores you have in your area, the more chance you have of getting cancer. So there's some correlation between alcohol and the cancer, but they've come with the statistics that show liquor stores increase the possibility of cancer threefold. So now New York City is going to start looking at liquor stores as one of the reasons for cancer, and probably going to try closing them. And Jersey, whatever New York does, of course we're going to do like a day later. So they'll be looking at that here in New Jersey also. You would think after all these years we'd probably come up with a cure for cancer, but that hasn't happened yet. I'm sure we probably could, but there's so much money in cancer that they don't want to cure that. There's big bucks being made in cancer. So you'll probably read that in the Post of the Daily News today, because I was reading about that, watching that on the news yesterday, about the liquor stores and the threefold increase in cancer in neighborhoods that have multiple liquor stores, all liquor stores, period. Yesterday, I got my car washed down here. Now, I'm in Seaside Heights. I'm trying to find a decent place to wash the car. I got my places up in North Jersey, Jersey City area. And they have this Mod Car Wash. Mod Car Wash was started 5 years ago by some woman named Karen, and she's done quite well with it. And they do a good job, but they don't do the job. They clean the outside of your car, but they don't get inside. They're not doing the inside of your windows. They're not vacuuming. You can go outside and vacuum yourself. I don't want to do that. We don't do that up in Jersey City. And there's people with towels and vacuums that do that for you. Stumbled over this place, $29 for everything. It's right on 166 off of Route 37, across from where they got the Staples there. And what's the other big store there? The Staples and the ShopRite, right? That's the shop right there. And it's just like home. It's like Jersey City. You go through, you get out of the car, you pick what level you want, but it was $29. They have all these levels. It goes up to like $43, but the name of the place is $29 for everything, isn't it? The works, $29 for the works. My wife is sitting on the other side of the table here with me. And they did a good job. And they do the inside. They got the guys with the towels and the vacuums, unlike the Mod. And they're cheaper than the Mod, because it was also $10 off that day. It was $29 for everything, and it was a $10 discount. So you pay $21, and you give the guys a tip. But it's just like at home. There's guys with towels. They do the inside of your car. They vacuum it. They put the air fresheners in there. They do your tires and all. Now, Mod, they're not doing my tires. They're not getting inside my car. And they're not doing the inside of my windows. So this is my go-to place down here in Tom's River now. When I'm down here, that's where I'm getting the car washed. And they did a good job. My car was nice and shiny. But I put that ceramic wax on. I took the Lincoln there yesterday, the silver Lincoln. And last year I put that ceramic wax on. That stuff wears like iron. And as soon as they wash it up, the car, it looks like a brand new paint job on it. But of course, being in Seaside, there's like a dark cloud that follows me here. Birds got my car. They're seagulls. So I had to clean that off. But if you're in Seaside Heights, you're coming down, where you're leaving, before you leave, stop at $29 for everything there. Car wash on 166 right across from the Staples, and you'll be happy with the car wash. I was thinking about getting a membership at Mod, not now. Because I thought that was the thing. They didn't want to get in the car anymore. They want to do the inside. Not these guys. You get to the end of the car wash, there's like 6 or 7 guys with towels in their hands and spray guns. They're taking care of them. They're doing the job. So that's my place. For that matter, I got my 1994 Oldsmobile down here. I might bring that over there. I got to put the rear view mirror back on. During the heat, it was so hot on the windshield that the rear view mirror, the glue melted and it fell off my window. So I go back and I get the glue. It's not the first time I had to put one of these rear view mirrors on. I go back and I get the glue at AutoZone. And you got a little packet and you got the glue. And the packets, I'm thinking it was the alcohol, but I got my own alcohol. So I clean the area with the alcohol, put the glue on the metal piece that you're going to glue back onto your windshield. Move it around a little bit because you want to make sure you get it good and solid there. And then I'm looking, and then like it hit me. That's not alcohol. That's the activator for the glue. And I pulled the little metal plug back off the windshield. I'm dabbing the glue with the activator. Then I put the thing. It didn't work. I taped it on there, let it on there for a few days, come out, take the tape off, popped right off. Then I got to clean the old glue off. I went and got some more of this stuff, so I'm going to re-glue and do it right. Oh, you put the activator on the window first, then put it on the metal piece, then put the glue on, and do it properly as I've done many times before. And once I do that, I'll bring it over to the $29 for the works car wash, and get that. And I tell you, and that car is white. When that car is clean, it blinds you. That car is so white. Now you also, besides coming down here to Seaside Heights, just to, of course, to enjoy the beach. Unfortunately, can't enjoy the ocean today because of the red flags. You got everything open here, but there's many other things you can do. This is big fishing and crabbing season right now. You go over to Sunset Beach, which is on the Barnegat Bay. You can do the crabbing right there. Yeah, you'll see a lot of people doing it. You go out on the pier, throw your nets out there. You can do your fishing. You can rent those ski-doos and little fishing boats if you want to go out on the bay. There's so many things besides just the boardwalk in Seaside Heights, which is the boardwalk is the big allure of that and that beach and ocean over there. But you go out, you can do your crabbing, you can do your fishing. Like I said, tomorrow you got the wine on the beach, probably setting up somewhere over here. I'm looking at the beach. I don't think see anything set up, but I'm sure it will be all further up down the northern end. I'm being told you're going to come down here. Is there a price for that? It is a price, but you get to drink a lot of wine. That's pretty cool. I'm sure. Go to exit82.com. Get all the details on it. But there's so many. You got planetariums down here. You can get a Jersey Blue Claws baseball game. You go to the movies. You say it's raining. You're down here. So, oh, man, it's going to rain for a couple hours. You can go to the theater around Route 37. You can go to the theater, and then you can go over to Fortune Buffet, which is the best deal in food in Toms River. Fortune Buffet. It's all you can eat for like $16. And you pay like $3 for your first soda. And after that, you can swim in soda. It's free. All your drinks are free after that. And they got like, I don't know, 8 or 10 buffet stations, all you can eat. And it's everything from salads to entrees to the sushi bar to the hibachi to ice cream to desserts. You got chicken and broccoli. You like seafood? A lot of seafood, a lot of shrimps, crab legs, clams. There's something for everyone. There's pizza. There's French fries for the kids. And children, they pay 80 cents a year. So if your son or your daughter's 10 years old, it's $8 for the kid to eat all they want. And you can't beat the price. The food is good. The food is fresh. The service is fine. You may have to wait a little while to get in there because it does real good business. So you go have some food at Fortune Buffet. There is a frozen yogurt place there. This Yo Factor, or a very expensive frozen yogurt. My wife and I went there. We had the 2 frozen yogurts, and it was like $16.89 for the two of us. That's pretty damn expensive. It was good though. Don't get me wrong. The frozen yogurt was good, but I paid like almost $17 for 2 cups of frozen yogurt. But it was good. The place was very clean. The other thing, that whole strip mall there, they got a pizza place, got a Jersey Mike's in there. I don't know. There might be a Smash Burger. There's some burger place in there too. Salad. Again, why would I go buy salad and get all the salad I want at Fortune Buffet? Go to Fortune Buffet. You pay the $16, $3 for a soda. Then you can drink as much soda as you want after that. But there are many things to do here in Seaside Heights. It's not just hanging out on the boardwalk, but you can go over the boardwalk and pop some balloons over there. I'm looking at the wheel. All the stands are open. Yeah, the boardwalk is alive. I'm surprised the sweet shop isn't open yet. Lucky Leo's. And Old Time Photos isn't open. Everybody else, the Coors gang is open. They got frozen yogurt over there? No frozen yogurt. I'm getting off ice cream. My wife's getting me off ice cream into frozen yogurt. We're not going to that expensive frozen yogurt, guys. That was a little ridiculous. Like almost $17 for 2 cups. I had sugar-free ice cream last night. I don't like sugar-free ice cream. I like the right sugar in my ice cream. One of the problems we have in the Seaside Heights is EMTs, what we call tri-borough first responders. It's a governmental made problem. For some reason in Trenton, we passed an ordinance that limits the amount of money a municipality can donate to a first responder, not-for-profit, in this case, Triborough. Why in hell would we limit any kind of donation to a nonprofit EMT organization that is supplying ambulance services to the borough? Now, here, that stopped. Now, Triborough is having some issues with this radio show and I think our television shows. I'm going to talk with Mayor Barr, see if somehow we can help them fundraise. But actually, I'm also going to talk to RWJ Barnabas and see if we can get some kind of stipend. Because that, they're picking up these people in the ambulance, they're bringing it to community medical center. So I could see getting some money out of RWJ and try to keep this group afloat. Now, what Seaside Heights is doing now, they're going out to bid for EMT services. Now, I want you to think of it, the logic. EMT services will become a line item on the town's budget, which will have to now be funded by taxpayer dollars, your property taxes, instead of just letting the municipalities make donations to Triborough. Now, Triborough services Ortley, Lavalette, Seaside Heights, Seaside Park. So all of those municipalities at one time would donate, money every year. And that was the budget that Triborough had. Some of the EMT guys are salary, some are volunteer. And everything went along fine until Trenton, in their ultimate wisdom, that's why you have to make an educated vote, and not just for the government, the governor. You got to make an educated vote because all the assembly seats are up too. If you're happy with how things are going in Trenton, yes, send this whole gang back there. Send Mikey Sherrill here. Probably keep everything going the same way. If you're not, then you got to sit down and look at your district, the assembly races, who the candidates are, and the governor races. Because you got to look at logic as to why we would prevent and put a cap on donations from municipality to a non-profit 501c3 first responder organization like Triborough. Makes absolutely no sense, but these guys in Trenton did it. So now they're questionable there. And there might be something you want to do. There's some spitballing we can do with Triborough and Silverton. Two EMT organizations that, maybe it could be a merger or somehow each can help. But if you can donate. If you make a donation to Triborough, please do. Like I said, I'll be talking to the mayor somewhere along the line as we want to start utilizing this radio program here to promote Seaside Heights and the events here on the Barrier Island. But I'm certainly happy to promote Triborough, maybe give these guys a show. You can have like stories from the bus. What they call ambulances in the field is the bus, and I produce Hudson Health. It's a medical TV show. If you go to YouTube, Hudson Media Group, you can see some of them. For that matter, I think we already gave them their own channel, Hudson Health. I think Hudson Health New Jersey on YouTube, you'll see all the medical shows we produce and medical minutes. So I know a little bit about the medical field. But I remember when we were talking to the EMS guys, they always say, well, we were in the bus. I'm like, what are you talking about bus? And that's what they call ambulances. All right, so that sounds good. You're transporting people like on a bus, I guess that makes sense. But I tell you, the sun is so much like it's hard for me to read my notes here. Got the NFL started last night. I produce Jersey Line, where I make my NFL predictions each week. I lost last night. I took the Eagles, given 7.5. That didn't work out. The Eagles won, but they didn't cover the spread. They lost by 3.5 to me. Also, I'm picking against Chat GPT. The AI is making its predictions, which was trying to cheat when we were setting this up. The AI was making up its own point spreads there. I had to keep reminding AI, this is what the FanDuel point spread is. And it would apologize to me, oh, thank you for the correction. Yeah, friggin' AI's cheating here. So you go on to YouTube, where you follow Hudson Media Group on Twitter, and you'll see the piece there, Jersey Line. But last night was the NFL opener on Thursday Night Football. Like I said, the Eagles won. Hey, the Eagles didn't look too good there because Dallas was running up and down the field on them. And Dallas was, the Eagles were running up and down the field in the first half, at least. I think Dallas probably would have won if they didn't fumble, but they were going in for at least a score there, or at least a field goal, because they got a kid that could kick that football about 70 yards for a field goal. Tonight, you have the Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll never get you saying that. They'll always be the San Diego Chargers to me. They're in Brazil, And that's on YouTube tonight. And the game is free on YouTube tonight. YouTube would like you to take the NFL ticket, which is like $400 a year, but they're going to entice you tonight with a free broadcast of the game. You'll probably be inundated with YouTube commercials for the 400 some odd dollars a year. Red Zone with the NFL, ESPN purchased the Red Zone ticket, purchased the NFL Network, and a lot of the NFL properties. You're going to see some of the NFL stuff. Rich Eisen is now on ESPN again. He was the face of the NFL Network when they formed it 10, 12 years ago. He was ESPN back then, and then he jumped ship to the NFL. Now he's back with ESPN with his merger. But right now, your Red Zone is going to be run by ESPN. They will have commercials in it. ESPN paid billions of dollars for this package, so they're going to make some money somewhere. But at ESPN Red Zone, that starts on the 7th, this Sunday. You got a full slate of games. Got 14 games this Sunday. Yeah, that's what it is. 14 games. You got the 2 games out already. No buys yet. So enjoy the games. Again, the game is on tonight, free on YouTube. Don't look for it on the over-the-air networks 2, 4, or 7. It's on YouTube. And then on Sunday, you got your regular slate of games. So you got to get your football food in. We're talking about getting Jersey Mike's for Sunday. I don't know. We might do that. Maybe get some Kentucky Fried Chicken. You want to get some football food in there. Maybe some popcorn. We'll work that out for Sunday night. Right now, I'm going to break for commercial. You're listening to The Shore Show, Seaside Heights edition. I'll be right back.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its 2 newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunnelly Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and launch inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunnelly Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
All right, I'm back. Pat O'Melia here. Shore Show, Seaside Heights edition, live on the boardwalk in Seaside Heights here on GGR. Almost like working blind here. I can't read the computer screen because of the sun. I can't see any of the levels on my mixer or what commercials I'm playing. So I'm just like hoping and poking there. Now, I mentioned before in the earlier show, I'm going to go to like quarter after 12 today. Because we had a problem starting because of PC computers here. I have to update all the time. It's amazing with this computer. It took 40 some odd minutes to update. There's nothing on this computer to update. The only thing we use this computer for is for the radio. It's got like 3 programs on it. It's got Chrome and our radio program and I think let's call the studio. Now, Robbie, I mentioned before, Robert Kennedy Jr. was before the Senate committee discussing vaccines. Now, Robert Kennedy Jr. is not in favor of vaccines, and he's got various evidence to prove that the vaccines are unnecessary or they're overused. Florida has just announced they're going to eliminate the requirements for vaccines. Now, a lot of this comes from COVID. Now, we ran the COVID vaccine out there pretty quick. It was the pandemic, so we didn't have the luxury of 10 years of research and development that most of these vaccines have gone through over the years. And there are some very successful vaccines. Polio was basically eradicated. Measles, smallpox, all those kind of things. They've all been basically eradicated. Now, to say no one should get vaccines, I'm not sure I'm all in on that. The COVID vaccination, yeah, I probably won't get a COVID shot again if they say we should. I think I've received 3 shots. Still got the COVID anyway. I don't think it works. And there's some studies. There's going to be somewhere down the line where there'll be some class action suit somewhere where we're suing Pfizer and all these other pharmaceutical companies from the COVID. You know, we were giving COVID to babies and the high schoolers, and in other parts of the world, where in Australia and in England and so forth, they weren't doing it, and their kids were fine, and their youths could walk right through the COVID virus. You know, there was an issue for people with comorbidities, elderly. You know, that would be anything. The flu can take out the elderly. I might get a flu shot. I didn't get a flu shot last year. It was only like 12% effective. And I'm like, well, I'm not getting 12%. What the hell? So, of course, I got the flu. And I got it pretty bad. I'd see the doctor. That's a thing, whole side of the whole snowball of medical issues for me. Doctor decided I should go get a CAT scan and get these other tests, get the chest x-ray, that sort of thing. And we found out I had a blockage in one of my arteries. I had a stent put in. All I want to do is get my knees done. So now I got the stent in. I can't get my knees done, hopefully. The end of this month, I'll get some sort of a clearance to get my knees done. I have a hard time walking. But I am not in favor of doing away with all vaccines. I can see doing away with the COVID vaccine. We don't even have all the information from the pharmaceutical companies. Somebody's sitting on the data. I'd like to see that data because I think we've spent a lot of money for a little. And I think we were shooting people up who didn't need to be shot up. I think we somewhere along the line, we need a commission like we did with the 9/11 Commission or the Kennedy assassination, where we look into exactly how we handle COVID and the decisions we made and why we made them. And one of the questions they asked Robert Kennedy, you don't know how many people died of COVID? Well, nobody knows how many people died of COVID. But then if you died and you walked by somebody with COVID, they said you died from COVID. Everything was COVID. The person had 10 heart attacks, and he got COVID and he died, and they blamed it on COVID. That wasn't the 10 heart attacks the guy had, but everybody was being blamed. Everything was blamed on COVID then, so nobody really had an idea of how many people died from COVID. And we completely mismanaged that here in New Jersey and New York. Cuomo and Murphy, people with COVID were putting back in the rehabilitation centers, the nursing homes. And that's a person with COVID in the nursing home with a bunch of other 70, 80-year-old people. And guess what? You got fatalities. But somewhere along the way, that's what we really need, a commission to look into how we handle that. Get the governors from New York and New Jersey and other various states that either jumped the gun or we didn't follow. Remember, we're following the science. I don't think we follow the science. And what science we had was probably bad science, because we were just rushing through this. We were a lot of knee-jerk reaction to the pandemic. Trump did the warp speed to get the vaccine out. I think he did, the best he could. But the problem is we brought out a vaccine with very little research and development, very little testing, probably no testing, and started shooting people up with it. And now you see people having all sorts of long COVID. Probably not from the COVID, it's probably more from the vaccine. But what Robert Kennedy wants to do is eliminate the requirement for vaccines. Not sure I want to eliminate the requirement for vaccines. Like I said, smallpox, polio, all that stuff, we managed to eradicate with the vaccines. I would focus more on the COVID. I would say, all right, no more COVID stuff going in. That would make more sense to me. But I tell you what, Robert Kennedy, I'll give the guy credit. I don't know how he could talk for as long. It pained me to listen to him talk with the way his throat is. But I tell you, he handled himself pretty damn good. Some of these guys were just vicious on the Senate panel attacking this guy. The guy's only been on the job 7 months.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all. No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
We're back here at a mic problem on the main mic. Now we're on the secondary mic. Before I go, yesterday went out to dinner at the Bandwagon here, Route 37. Decent place, good food. The only thing that surprised me, they had two pricing. It's like going to a gas station. You have one price for cash and one price for a credit card. If you use credit card, you had to pay an extra $1.50. I got a problem with that. You know, if it was under $10, I could see paying the swipe fee. But anything over $10, you should be eating the swipe fee, not me eating it. So now I'm going to question if I want to go back to that place again. The food was good. My only problem there was that they were charging me $1.50 to use my credit card, like in a gas station where you had the cash price and the gas price. All right, that's going to wrap up the show. Tomorrow, we'll be broadcasting either in the boardwalk or my garage, depending on the weather. They're saying you might have some showers here tomorrow. But remember, you got the wine on the beach here in Seaside Heights. If you can, take the ride down. Come down just for the day. Stay the weekend, whatever the case is. Seaside Heights, it fits into everyone's budget. You can have an excellent time on a little money. You can have a great time on a lot of money. But either way, you're going to have a good time here in Seaside Heights. I'm Pat O'Melia here on GGR Radio for Shore Show, Seaside Heights edition. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.